Hello, welcome to this video. Now on this video, I'm going to need your help. If you're watching, I'm going to need your help because this is a bit of an experiment, this video is. I've never done anything like this before. This video is going to be called Let's Make This Band Famous, right? And it's also going to have the subtitle Random Acts of Kindness. Music's a beautiful thing, right? Music is made out of love, right? It's swamped in love. When it's at its best, it is full of love. And it puts its arms out to the world and embraces everybody and pulls them in. Right? That's where I'm starting with this video. You're here because you love music, and I'm here because I love music. And when I talk about music, we all have a bond because we all love music, don't we? Right? Now, that for me is the positive aspect of music making and distributing and marketing on the internet at the moment. It's something that musicians who are a bit older and are used to the old way of making music, you know, with record labels and tours and all that stuff, they don't really understand it. So what we're going to do on this video, and I'm going to explain why I'm going to do it, it's going to explore a whole bunch of aspects about YouTube and Bandcamp and social networks. It's going to get into a whole bunch of areas, but I need your help. If you're watching this, I need your help. So what are we going to do on here? Right, so I cover all sorts of bands. I cover bands that mainly from the old days, right? The olden days. I cover these bands from the olden days. Remember the olden days when people used to play their own instruments and singers didn't need auto-tune, you know. So there's that aspect of my channel, and people have a go at me for not exploring new music and talking about it. Now, one of the reasons I don't is because I don't know that much about it, right? I haven't lived with this new music, but I am on Bandcamp all the time. Now, there seems to be two levels of Bandcamp. There seems to be artists who are sort of established. They may have record deals, but they use Bandcamp to get their music out there. They're proper artists. But there is a whole swathe of unknown music there. Unknown, from bands who have got their act together but don't have a deal, or they have a local following and they've got tracks out there, right down to people just bringing out random stuff with nothing behind them except their ability to make some sort of music and put it out there. Bandcamp's an incredible place. It's the way the music industry should be. You know, if Bandcamp occupied the same space that Spotify occupies, now, and I'm not knocking Spotify. I understand. I'm not one of these, you know, grumpy people that's going to knock Spotify. You know, make out it's the great, you know, capitalist, you know, exploitation of the artists. I'm not going to do that because I think it has its place. But Bandcamp is a wonderful deal. It's been set up to you know, really help artists. And of course, Bandcamp has just been taken over. And I wish I'd researched what I was about to say now, because I can't remember who else taken it over. It was Epic Games took them over. And now they've been taken over by, is it Song Trader or something like that? Which are basically, they handle, you know, copyright, they own songs and they lease them out. And everyone's really worried because they sacked off the staff, and they sacked the staff that were doing the sort of Bandcamp, you know, editorial, which is the place where they are championing these new artists. It's almost like the democratization of music distribution that Bandcamp offered. They have sacked the people that they're helping with that, you know. So this is the idea I have. Everyone's always on about new music, and I've never heard of any of these bands, but I myself, I'm going through Bandcamp, and I have picked up on so many artists that are absolutely fantastic, and no one else seems to know about them. They're on Bandcamp. They obviously have their tiny little following. I'm one of those artists. Andy Edwards is on Bandcamp. I have about 40 albums there, and I have my tiny following of people, which I think about 300 followers, that listen to my music. I see that music as separate to the music that I put out with record labels like with Rain and IQ and Frost and Magenta and all the albums that I do like that. There's two levels, and there is this sort of unknown sort of mass of music out there. So what I thought I wanted to do on this is, there's a number of artists I really love on Bandcamp, but there is one band that have made an album that I come back to over and over again. It's become one of my favourite albums of all time. And what I want to do is I want to talk about that, right? This band, I don't know them. They don't know I'm doing this. I want to show how the internet works, that if you bring your love to the music and you go out there and for no reason, just out of a random act of kindness, you go, check out this band, everybody. That's the community that we exist in. You guys are here because you love my channel. And the reason why you love my channel is, well, some of you are, some of you have been watching it and you hate my guts, you know. But a lot of you here, you like the music I like, and I like a whole bunch of, a certain specific range of music, sort of classic rock, metal sometimes, prog, jazz rock, experimental music. It's a whole world which I don't think is catered for by the mainstream. And I've collected all these people together that like that music. So if I like a band, then it's highly likely that you're going to like the band, right? And I'm about to tell you, like a guy down the pub, check this band out, they're really amazing. And I want you to go and check them out. And I want you in the comments to tell me what you think. There's no reason for me to do this. I don't know the band. I'm not even going to tell them I'm doing this. I want to see if I can reach that band by doing this. So I want you guys to go and check this album out on Bandcamp and then tell me what you think. If you like it, buy it, support this band, and hopefully they're going to go, what the hell's happened? And they'll realise there's some guy in England that for no reason at all has decided to do a whole video on this incredible band. Now, this band might be known. I don't know them at all, right? They've been going for 20 years, and they have made quite a few albums, right? And all these albums are incredible, but there's one album I absolutely love, and there's a reason why I've picked it. The band is an 8-piece band from Vancouver called 5 Alarm Funk, right? I'm a big funk fan. I was on Bandcamp and I saw, well, this band's got the name Funk in the title, so I checked it out. This is way beyond funk. This is something else, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to point to a specific album. It's the album I absolutely love, and it's called A Band on Earth. All one word, A Band on Earth. And it is a concept album about an ice cream van coming to Earth and all sorts of things ensue. It is proggy. It is like heavy rock, heavy metal. It's got jazz fusion elements in there. It's incredibly complex. It's incredibly funny. The sound of the band is unlike anything else I've ever heard. It seems to encompass all the music I like. They sound almost like, if you imagine a Madness, a progressive rock jazz fusion version of Madness from Morocco via Out of Space. This is an incredible thing, and it's accessible. This album's extremely accessible. I'm not pointing to some weird thing that you'll go, well, that's way out, my God. No, this is accessible. There's songs on there. The vocals are incredible. It's like a gang vocal. I absolutely love this album. The attention to detail, the compositional excellence, the conceptuality of it. This is just one of my favourite albums. It really is. And I've been stumped for years of how to get this band on my channel. Where do they fit in? What style are they? I'm now going to sit back, right? And you're going to get a little sort of medley. Now, if they've published these songs, right, and YouTube comes along and says, you can't put this video out because someone doesn't want you to because you're using other people's material. This will be the idiocy of the current music scene, because I'm trying to help this band the best I can, right? So if it just goes weird now and I will put something else in its space if I can't do that, then you know what's happened, and I will do a follow-up video about that because I'll be very angry. But hopefully this band haven't done that and they will allow me to use some of their stuff. I might end up being demonetized for it. I don't mind that. I don't mind the video demonetized, but I don't want to get copyright strike in trying to help a band. And that's what this video is really about. Anyway, I'm talked too much. You want to hear what they sound like. So let's have a sit back and have a listen to some tasty bits from the album A Band on Earth by the incredible 5 Alarm Funk from Vancouver. Have a listen.
ever-growing mess. When the ice cream man comes round the bend, half hour later he's back again.
So, what do you think to that? It's bonkers. I absolutely love it. So, what do you need to do to help me? Right, what you're going to do is click on the link below. You've got to go over to this band. You've got to go and follow them on Bandcamp. Right, now if you're not on Bandcamp, why not? Why not? I promise you, Bandcamp is the place where musicians can do their thing. Right, and not get ripped off and get treated reasonably. This is without doubt the case. And one of the things that's behind Bandcamp, there's two ways you can be a member of Bandcamp. You could be an artist, but you could also be a fan. Now, if you're a fan, then people who could look at your profile, they can see the music that you're listening to, the music that you want to listen to, the albums that you've bought on Bandcamp. And when you buy an album, it allows you to put a comment on Bandcamp, so you can then engage with the band, right? this is wired in. The very thing I'm trying to do here is what is wired into Bandcamp, right? You don't have to register for Bandcamp to buy one of the albums. Now, the big difference between Bandcamp and Spotify is on Spotify, you go there, you listen to the stuff, and Spotify earns its money by the adverts. If you want to stop the adverts, then you have to pay for it. And in paying for it, that they also make their money. And then they share that money across all the artists. And because there's artists that are doing like 10 billion things, they get the vast majority of the money, right? I've done a video on Spotify where I try and explain it in more detail. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not going to get into all of that argument, right? But trust me, in my opinion, Spotify isn't the most evil thing. Now, on Bandcamp, you can go there now and you can listen to their tracks and you can stream their tracks a certain amount of time, and then Bandcamp's going to come and gently remind you, say, you know, you're listening to this a lot for free, why don't you give them some money? Now, artists may put an album up there for a set sum, but some artists will just say pay whatever you want. I have found in many cases by doing that, you can actually make more money because generous people want to support you because they don't see that as buying the product. What they see is they're getting the product for free, but they have the choice to support you, right? This is an incredibly important thing for music going forward. So if you pay that, you will then get streaming rights on that album forever, and you can also download it. Albums that have physical, bands that have physical stuff like, you know, CDs or vinyl albums or even merchandise can also sell it through Bandcamp, so it becomes a one-stop shop, right? Certain albums like certain people like Peter Gabriel, they're on there. There's some big John McLaughlin's on there. I just got the Shakti album from Bandcamp. This is where I get my music from, is from Bandcamp, right? That's how I do it, and the reason is because I know that money is going to the artist. That is why, okay? But the thing I want to alert here is that model of having the fan, because you don't have to do that. I've got to stress this. You can just click on that link now, go over to Bandcamp, have a listen to this album, right? And if you like it, you've enjoyed it, you like it. If you want to buy it, you don't have to register. You just click the link and you can just buy it. So you don't have to register to buy it. This is one of the things people think you do. You don't have to give them your email or anything like that. You can give the band your email. Right? If the band's asked you to do that, they will say, you could have this album for free, just give us your email. And all the band wants to do is put you on their mailing list so that they can reach you. But you don't have to do that because if you're registered to Bandcamp, if you become a follower, right, then you can follow these bands and then you can get news. Most of the bands I follow do not spam. There's none of that going on Bandcamp. It's an incredible place. And the reason I think is because music is made out of love. And all anybody wants to do on that is try and reach people who will appreciate what they do. And when somebody appreciates what they do, it is the biggest payment you can give to an artist. An artist wants to communicate their view of the world out there, and when they meet someone who's like-minded that receives it and appreciates it, it's why we're all here. You music fans are here because you want to be on that reciprocating, receiving end of that. You want to have that come at you, and you want to feel the warm glow of going, I love this band, they're absolutely amazing, and I wish I could give something back to them. And the band are trying to do the same thing. So like I said, what everyone's trying to do is just put their arms around the world. This is all music ever does. It just put your arm around the world and pull everybody in. This is what music does, right? Don't kill music education. Just, pump money into it. Support music, right? And it's not being supported at the moment, okay? Now, I support a whole ton of bands on Bandcamp, and you'll be able to find that I have a Bandcamp, and the link's down below. But I don't want you to go there today. I actually don't want. I want you to go and help this band. I want you to go and support them. This album's amazing. Right, it's bonkers, it's funny, it's entertaining, it's accessible, but it's also musically really incredible. It's conceptually incredible. If you're a progressive rock fan, this is what progressive rock should sound like. It's funky and groovy, it's got a brass section on. Right, so some of the prog fans will be going, I'm not too sure about that, I want some mellotrons and capes, not brass sections and things like that. But I promise you, this is a progressive rock album. It's a jazz fusion album. It's an instrumental album. It's a vocal album. It's bonkers. It really is. I think the thing that I really love about it has that sort of North African gypsy sound that I just absolutely love so much. And they do it, and it's heavy. It rocks. But they're not a rock band, and it's funky. Right? I'm trying to sell it to you. Come on, go and click me. Go over there, and if you don't want to become a follower, a fan on Bandcamp, which is the most stupid thing, because if you're a music fan, you should, and you will love it there. Because then you can start to explore music. If you find a band you like, you can add it to your wish list. All right? You can support those artists. You can get merchandise off those artists. You can find out. They can add yourselves to the newsletter. And most importantly, you can put a comment about how much you love that band on their Bandcamp page. If you are an artist, I would suggest don't have a website, have a Bandcamp page. Buy a domain and point it to Bandcamp, because that's where you should be pointing. If you're a music artist, that's where you should be pointing yourself. So hopefully loads of you, because one of the problems you have with music, this is really why I wanted to do the video, is let me explain it like this. There's a guy that I used to know called Roy Williams, and Roy Williams was the manager and sound engineer for the band I was in with Robert Plant. So I played for Robert Plant for a couple of years, and Roy was a very wise man. He died a few years ago from cancer, and it was a very sad thing. He was 70 years old. He'd had an incredible career in music, including engineering the Celebration Day for Led Zeppelin, that gig, right? When Roy was pretty close to the end, he actually rang me up. Now, when I played with Rob Plant, I didn't get Roy, because Roy was older than me and I was quite young, and I just wanted to be like a rock star or whatever, and Roy was always telling us what to do and trying to keep the tour, because he was like the tour manager, he was the band manager, he was the sound engineer, he was in control of the whole thing. That band wouldn't have existed without Roy. A few years later, when I was older and hooked up with Roy, and I thanked him from the bottom of my heart, said, Roy, that band wouldn't have happened, you did miracles, He was a very wise guy. So I was very honoured that he rang me up when he was pretty close to the end of his life. And he gave me some advice, and I'm going to tell you the advice now. He said, if you really want to be successful as an artist, you are relying on other people you don't know championing your music. He says what you need is for someone from the outside to say this is great. Now the reason for this is because the general public are distrustful of new music. They like to listen to what they know. They don't like to have to deal with a threat. I've done whole videos on this, all right? If someone they know, however, says to them, you should check this out, and they sort of trust that person, their brain actually changes in their appreciation. Because when you first come across a piece of music, you either choose to analyse it and decide whether it's a threat, or to send it to your pleasure centres. So if a new album comes out by a band or artist you like, straight away as you put it on, you want that to be good, and you send it to your pleasure centres. It's horrible when it's not quite as good as you want, because you can feel that want inside of trying to make it sound good. I want this to be good, come on, I want it to be good. I had this experience with the new Shakti album, which is a fantastic album, but my expectations were so high, my love of that band and John McLaughlin and all that is so high, that when I put it on, that I was going, where's his solo? I'm going to have to chat about this. I'm going to have to do a review of this album, I think, because it's really puzzled me, But I think it's down to that. I've so bought into John McLaughlin, and I really thought this is going to be a great album. They've reformed Shakti and all this sort of thing. And then when it didn't deliver what I wanted, I was like, I wanted to send this thing to the play. I'm not getting that. So it's almost like listening to new music. Oh my God, he's done something new, and I don't know whether I haven't had a deep enough think about this. But the opposite is if you are challenged with new music, you go there with an analytical mind. And this is why musicians get really frustrated when they play their music to someone and they listen to it, they go, yeah. They don't tap their foot, they don't nod, they just listen to it and go, yeah. You know what this sounds like? It sounds a little bit like Radiohead. And then they go, it's not Radiohead, it's my creativity. Because the listener has analysed it and they're trying to measure it against what they know to see whether it's a threat. Okay? So, when somebody comes along like me, now you know me, people who've just clicked on this video and they haven't got a clue, they're like doing that to me right now. You're doing that right to me right now, and you watch this guy thinking, well, I'm not too sure about this. You know, I watched tons of Rick Beato videos, and Rick's good, but he's not like this bloke. This bloke just seems to be off his head. I'm off my head, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm saying. The whole thing's chaos. I have a camera, I have a cheap camera, and I talk into it. That's all I do. They're the production values of my videos. But some of you like that, and you like my approach. Yesterday, I was in a shop, and for the first time ever, somebody came up to me. They were called Tom. Hello, Tom. Hello, Tom. Lovely to see you in Superdrug the other day. And he came up and he was a fan of the channel. You know, this is an incredible thing. And so, these people who have watched me for a while and have bought into me, they sort of trust me, at least when it comes to me saying, I think you might like this album. So, I'm saying it to you right now. This is it. It's real. It's real. This is real. I'm really doing it. I have no reason to promote this band. Sometimes I promote my friends, sometimes I promote my own music. And everyone, when they're confronted with that, will go, oh, look at this musician, they're just trying to promote their own music. Yes, we bloody are. That's what we're trying to do. That's the job. What do you expect us to do? Oh, they're selling out. They're trying to push their own music. I was watching this video, and Andy did this video, and it was all right. It was saying some really interesting stuff, and then suddenly he starts talking about his own band. I'm not interested in his own band. I'm interested in what he's got to say. I don't want to listen to his own rubbish music. Why is he here doing that? He's just selling stuff. He just wants to make money. He just wants to get himself out there and get famous. Of course I do. That's what I want. Why do I want that? Because it would make it easier for me to be creative. That's what we all want, right? And people are distrustful of that. But when somebody comes along like me and says, there's this band, they don't know me, I don't know them, they don't know I'm doing this. The only reason I'm doing this is because I love this album. I listen to it all the time. A lot of new music I get tired of. People say, check this out, and I get it, and it's pretty good. And I put it on the car and I drive around. After a couple of days, I chuck it out because I go, I've heard all that before. There's no surprise there. Because that's what we all want. We want to hear something we know, but be surprised by it. The impossible task for any artist. Right? But in this band's case, the more I've listened to this album, the more I'm thinking, this should be an absolute classic. We should all be talking about this right now. This is the album. This is the band. Now, what's their most latest album? I'm on their Bandcamp right now. I think it's called Big Smoke. When did that come out? Let's have a look. When was that released? So that came out, well, come on, say when it came out. 2020. I hope they're still going. They do seem to have a lot of people into their albums, but it's not a huge amount. This band is not that big. Alright? I'm reading one of the comments here for this album. Super Hot Funk as advertised. You will not be sorry. So many great tracks, it's hard to pick just one. The horns are bold and the rhythm section just don't stop. This ain't no disco, but it will make you move guaranteed. And then it says his favourite track is Awooga. Right, this is what I'm on about. Fans are able to say, and you could check it out. And if you're the thing I do on Bandcamp is if someone's bought an album I really like, I go and check their profile out and I see all the other albums they're listening to. And then if there's other albums I like in there, I think this person likes the same stuff as me, and then I start to check out what they like. This is how I found this band. But the album I love is called A Band on Earth. And it says, a diabolical journey to the centre of the earth and the subsequent destruction of our planet. How prog is that? Right? And then someone said, a flaming caravan full of gypsy demons hurtling over a cliff. That is what it sounds like. That's better than what I could. I tried my best, but this guy glorified man has said a flaming caravan full of gypsy demons hurtling over a cliff. That's what it sounds like. And then you've got my comment. You'll see it's there from many years ago. And I've said, an interesting mix of prog and funk, two genres I am very fond of, somewhere between Fishbone and Tower of Power. That's not as good as gypsy demons in a caravan going over a cliff, is it? Nowhere near. Right? So, I think I'm at the end of this video now. So, don't like my video. Don't subscribe to my channel. Don't become a patron. Link's down there below. It's absolutely brilliant. Come and become a patron. Don't go over to my PayPal tip jar and give me money for no reason just because you want to support me. Don't support me this time. Go and support 5 Alarm Funk. Let's see if we can wake them up all the way over the other side of the world for me in Vancouver. Let's see if we can get a message from them in the comments down below. And if we do, 5 Alarm Funk, hello 5 Alarm Funk, will you come on my channel for an interview on Zoom, and we will make a beautiful thing happen between me, this incredible band, and my lovely viewers of this channel. And for those of you who want to know what the point of this video was, is to show you how music works, and to show you, if you are an artist, how you can get your music out there and what it's based upon, which is quite an esoteric thing, and I've tried my best to expose it on this video. And if you're a music fan, to explain to you the currency and transactions that exist within the music industry at the moment, and how, if you focus on the positive, beautiful side of that, the part that's full of love, we can't go wrong. If we follow the pathway of love, we can't go wrong. Can we, 5 Alarm Funk? I'm sure you agree, don't you? Follow the pathway of love and go and check out A Band on Earth by 5 Alarm Funk. I'm doing this arm thing now. I think I got that off Russell Brand, you know. Hello, Awakening Wonders. I'm done. Finished. End of the video. Good. Brilliant. See you on the next one. Bye bye.